and you're listening to Frey. Starting right now. Here's your host, Alfredo Leon.
Dak Gala, this is indeed Frey. Let's begin with what happened on Sunday at the NASCAR Monster Energy Cup Series race at Michigan International Speedway and the Pure Michigan 400 as Kyle Larson got the win there in Brooklyn, Michigan. Larson spoke about how he was able to make that move on a final restart when he passed Martin Truex Jr. for the win. And here it is. How was he able to do that?
I have no idea. I was running a few options through my head of what to do if I got a good jump, and that was one of them. And it worked out perfect, so I can't believe it happened. We were struggling all day. Definitely not as good as we were the last two times we won here, but we persevered and had some good research right at the end.
Larson also spoke about his team owner, Chip Ganassi, and the fans as well.
Just clocked me in the head there. I want to thank him for finding me in 2011, bringing me up from USAC ranks to race for him. I want to thank all my fans as well. This has been an incredible week for me. To be able to go run the Knoxville Nationals yesterday, run second to Donnie Schatz, and then come here and win and beat Martin Truex, who is the Donnie Schatz right now. So definitely a week I'll never forget.
As Larson said, he was in the Knoxville Nationals on Saturday and finished second in that sprint car event before he returned to Michigan at over 2:30 a.m. and earned his third Cup victory of the season and his fourth overall. Pretty impressive what he was able to do, be able to drive all the way at Knoxville Nationals with Iowa and was able to come back the next day and win the race after getting there at Michigan around 2:30 in the morning. Pretty impressive there as well. And he won a qualifying race at the Knoxville Nationals prior, but was able to finish second in the race. Was pretty impressive as well what he did there at the sprint car event. This was his third win in a row at Michigan. It became the first since Bill Elliott, who won 4 straight there from 1985 to 1986. Pretty impressive what Larson was able to do there. As what was ironic was that the first of his 3 in a row that he has at Michigan, it was his first career win, and he's won 3 races there since, and 2 of them have been at Michigan. Pretty remarkable what Larson was able to do. And the other one was at California, so this shows how good Larson is on the bigger tracks and the great driver that he'll be. It shows all the talent that he has there. But he even said that this wasn't even his best car at Michigan, but he was still able to persevere because he had that great final restart, was able to pass Martin Truex Jr., who had a dominant car, but was unable to win back-to-back races for the first time in his career, as Truex finished second for Furniture Row Racing in the 78 car, and his teammate Eric Jones in the 77 finished third. And Larson was able to win by 0.3 of a second in the 42 car, with Brad Keselowski and Truex winning the first 2 stages of the race as they were able to get playoff points there. Here's the rest of the top 10, as Ryan Newman in a 31 car for Richard Childress Racing finishing 4th. Trevor Bayne in the 6 car for Roush Fenway Racing finishing 5th. Chris Buescher in the 37 car for JTG Doherty Racing finishing 6th in the 37 car. The 7th, Austin Dillon in the 3 car for Richard Childress Racing. 8th was Chase Elliott in a 24 car for Hendrick Motorsports. 9th, Jamie McMurray in the 1 car for Chip Ganassi Racing. And Kyle Busch 10th in the 18 car for Joe Gibbs Racing there as well. Other notable finishes include Kevin Harvick 13th in the 4 car for Stewart Haas Racing. Dale Earnhardt Jr. in his final Michigan race, driving the 88 car for Hendrick Motorsports, where he won twice in 2008 and 2012, which both times he happened to end long winless streaks, especially in 2012 when he had an over 100 race winless streak, which his prior win previously was in 2008, and he was able to end the streak there. Jimmy Johnson finished 19th. Danica Patrick finished in the 48 car for Hendrick Motorsports. Danica Patrick finished 22nd in the 10 car for Stewart Haas Racing, and Joey Logano finished 28th in a 22 car for Team Penske, as he struggles have been continuing lately, as he has that encumbered win, which he had earlier in the year, because this team failed post-race inspection, so his win doesn't count, and he got buyed and lost points there, and he hasn't been able to recover since then. He needs a win in order to get into the chase, which is something he needs in the last 3 races prior to that. And the next Monster Energy Cup Series race will be the Bass Pro Shops NRA night race on Saturday, August 19th at 7 p.m. on NBC at Bristol Motor Speedway in Bristol, Tennessee. And this was a good win for Larson, as it shows how good of a driver he is and just the talent that he showed. Even when he doesn't have his best car, he was able to win the race. This shows how NASCAR overtime can be a little weird, This shows how NASCAR overtime can be weird, as drivers could win or lose a race there, as it's always been with the green white checker rule and the overtime rule, as drivers sometimes be able to win a race or lose one. So as a driver, it can be complicated there as well. So when a driver has a chance to win, and the caution comes out, that does affect their chance to win, even though they could still win on the overtime. But Truex was unable to hold the lead as his tires weren't as good as Larson's, and that showed late in the race. As that one restart when the red flag came out, Truex spoke after the race saying that his that red flag hurt him, and because of the fact that the tires were cold and he was unable to recover after that, and he spun the tires on that restart, which Larson was able to take advantage and win there. Then other NASCAR news, William Byron will replace Casey Kane in the 5 car for Hendrick Motorsports in 2018 after Kane and Hendrick agreed to part ways. Byron's sponsors will be Exalta at Liberty University, where he goes to, and those are his sponsors in his first year in Xfinity Series, where he has won at Iowa, Daytona, and Indianapolis. His teammates will be Jimmy Johnson, Chase Elliott, and Alex Bowman. I was not surprised by this. I sort of expected William Byron to be the possible replacement for Casey Kane, and what a story it is. I wasn't shocked at all. I sort of expected this to happen because of the talent that Hendrick Motorsports has deep, even though he drives for Junior Motorsports in the Xfinity Series. Rick Hendrick is part of that. It just shows the talent that Byron has and how great of a driver he is to be able to, in 3 different years, 3 straight years will be him driving in 3 different series. 2016 driving for Kyle Busch Motorsports, 2017 driving for Junior Motorsports currently, and 2018 will be driving for the 5 car in Hendrick Motorsports. 3 different series in 3 different years shows how quickly he's been moving up, and just shows the talent that he has, and he's going to be a great driver. So this is a great move, and I was not surprised by that, and that just shows how much the NASCAR is going through a number of changes, as with Jeff Gordon and Tony Stewart at the end of the year. Dale Earnhardt Jr. are all retiring, and it shows how a lot of the young drivers are coming up into the series. As like I said, it would be incredible what Byron would do, and it just shows like the talent that there is. And his teammates will be Jimmy Johnson, Chase Elliott, Alex Bowman, as I said, and it will be something now as Jimmy Johnson's the oldest one now at Hendrick Motorsports. Pretty incredible there as well. And the number of changes, like I said, with Jeff Gordon and Tony Stewart at the Dale Jr. And former Cup champions Matt Kenseth and Kurt Busch have no rides for next year. And Casey Kane was let go with only 1 year on his contract, and with a lot of with only a few weeks after his victory at Indianapolis, and that just shows how it doesn't matter what kind of success you have, it still doesn't matter, as he still lost his ride just because of all the struggles he had in the last couple of years. And it just shows that, in that sense, like how much he struggled, and even though he was able to win this year in Indianapolis, he was still unable to recover from the struggles he had the previous years. He can't come back from those, apparently, and that affected him there as well, which is pretty insane. In other news, the Chevrolet, other NASCAR news include the Chevrolet Camaro ZL1 will be the new car for Chevy in the NASCAR Los Angeles Cup Series, as that's the new ride, replacing the Chevy SS, which was announced earlier. And a lot of drivers have tested out, such as Jimmy Johnson, and even Dale Earnhardt Jr. was there as well, which was pretty cool to see that the new Chevy Camaro will be there as well, and that shows like how cool of a side that is there as well, which is pretty cool. And that will be the new one in the Cup Series. It's already been in the Xfinity Series before, as it will be there in the Cup Series as well, with the new design and everything like that, which would be pretty cool as well, and to see what it would be like and everything like that. With the Camaro, it looks a lot similar to the street car, and it shows like how much that car is going to look pretty cool. And seeing it on the track and stuff, it'll look exactly like the street car, and it just shows like how much of a transition they're going through. And a lot of teams have not yet tested out the car, but it just shows like the car looks a lot cooler, and it shows that the Camaro is going to look pretty cool with that as well. And it just shows like it's going to be a cool looking ride, and it should be interesting to see what it's like when it goes on the track at Daytona next year. And it just looks so utterly similar to the street car. Looking at it, it's just unbelievable. You wouldn't be able to tell the difference if it weren't for all the decals and everything like that on the race car. But it just shows like how incredible the two look utterly similar there. Anyways, hope you guys enjoyed. Be sure to leave a like, subscribe if you are new, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.